Welcome to Creep Corner. Tonight's tale, The Unseen Terror. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you dare. It was an evening like no other. The air was thick with anticipation as Ethan's friends gathered around, their eyes wide with curiosity. The room, dimly lit by a single flickering candle, seemed to shrink with each word Ethan spoke. "I remember it like it was yesterday," Ethan began, his voice quivering slightly. It was a cold, moonless night, the kind that chills you to the bone. Streets were empty, almost as if the town itself had vanished into thin air. Ethan paused for a moment, his face etched with trauma and pain. The group leaned in closer, hanging on his every word. "I wish I could forget it," Ethan continued. "I was walking home alone, the streets deserted and eerily quiet. Every step echoed against the buildings, as if announcing my presence to the night. Suddenly, I felt it, a presence, as if someone or something was watching me. You know that feeling, right? Like eyes boring into your back, unblinking, unwavering. I spun around, heart pounding, but there was nothing. Just the empty street and the faint rustling of trees. I tried to convince myself it was just my imagination. But as I turned back, there it was, a low, guttural growl coming from right behind me. My blood turned to ice. I wanted to run, but fear rooted me to the spot. The friends exchanged nervous glances, the candlelight casting ominous shadows across their faces. When I finally mustered the courage to look, there was nothing. No creature, no man, just the hollow night. But the growling continued, a sound so primal, it seemed to come from the very depths of darkness. I broke into a run, my footsteps thundering on the pavement. But the growling followed, always a step behind, as if it were attached to my shadow. I didn't dare to look back. Fear had overtaken reason. By some miracle, I reached my house. I slammed the door shut, panting, sweating, trembling. "It's over," I told myself. But then it happened. The growling, right outside my window. It was mocking me, reveling in my terror. The room felt colder now, as if Ethan's story was seeping into the very walls. I spent the night awake, every creak and whisper of the house amplifying my fear. By morning, the growling had ceased, but the fear, it never left me. That night changed everything. I knew, somewhere out there, it was still waiting, watching. Ethan's voice trailed off, leaving a heavy silence in its wake. The group sat in stunned silence, the reality of his experience weighing heavily upon them. And that's my tale, a night of terror, a presence felt but never seen, a horror that lingers in the shadows of my mind. As Ethan concluded his tale, his friends were visibly shaken, their faces pale and eyes wide with a mix of disbelief and horror. Suddenly, a low, guttural growl, identical to the one Ethan described, resonated from outside the room. Panic ensued as the group realized Ethan's unseen terror was no longer just a story. The candle flickered out, plunging the room into darkness. The last thing heard was the sound of the door slowly creaking open. Thank you for joining us at Creep Corner. If you enjoyed this tale, show us your support. Like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share it with your friends who relish in horror stories. Your enthusiasm fuels our dark journey. Remember, the terror never truly ends at Creep Corner. Until next time, keep your eyes open. You never know what's lurking in the dark.